Guys, in 8 hours, something big is about to happen, guys. I am going to explain it in this video, so stick around for that. We're talking about Bitcoin on shorter and on longer time frames and everything else you need to know about right now. Welcome back, everybody. My name is Cristiano, bringing you cryptocurrency videos every day, teaching you how to make money in this market. If you're new to the channel, then make sure to subscribe and activate the bell right now. Let's begin with the shorter time frames. And what you can see here is that we went below the red line, just like I talked about yesterday. We tried to make a push here again yesterday, actually today, but we didn't manage to break that. And right now we are again, finding ourselves at a lower level here. Slowly grinding down here on the Bitcoin price. So this is not something that is surprising, because as we know, this is big support. We know that this is big support, and it's going to be hard for the bears to push Bitcoin down below this level. But we are going down and we are grinding down slowly here. And I do believe that something big is about to happen in just a couple of hours. So that is going to influence what we're seeing right here for Bitcoin a lot as well. Jumping over to the daily time frame, we still have this massive downward sloping wedge. So this is still intact. And in fact, the support is right now approximately at $40,000 or $39,000. So if we do see a break or a lower price dump here, you can expect this to at least somewhat act as support for Bitcoin. So this is on the daily time frame. On the 4-hourly time frame, we already talked about that. But on the weekly time frame, we still have this looming danger of the head and shoulders being a potential scenario here. So as you know, we did see something like this before, and then we had a pump, and now we are seeing something similar like you're seeing here. So you can see that the blue line here actually did support us very, very strongly. But we can still break down here. It supported us one time. Maybe we are going to do something like we did right here, where we just bounce in this vicinity for a while on the weekly time frame. That could be the case, to bounce something like this. But remember, if we do break from the blue line here down lower, that is technically a head and shoulders, which is actually a bearish pattern. So this is definitely something we still need to be cautious about, something we still need to pay attention to. And that brings me to the traditional markets, because the traditional markets yesterday, you can see that we fell right through the orange line here, and we saw massive dumps here in the traditional markets. And normally, I mean, Bitcoin went down as well. Bitcoin went into the orange box, but normally, if you see such a big dump in the traditional markets, normally it leads into more downside for Bitcoin. But the saving grace for Bitcoin was that we are right at the orange box, of course. So the orange box was strong enough to support the price, even though the traditional markets were going down and taking a big beating here. And not only the S&P 500 here, but also all of the stock markets across the world have been having a rough couple of 24 hours. So you can see that, the Dow, S&P 500, NASDAQ, all the stock exchanges in the US down a lot actually yesterday. Rest of the world here as well, down in general here. And even the stock market started trading right now are still seeing red numbers here. So this leads me into what is going to happen with the stock market when they open up in about 8 hours. This is the futures markets. But when the regular stock market opens up in about 8 hours from when I released this video, that is going to influence Bitcoin very, very drastically. Because if we continue to see a big bleeding here and a big meltdown in traditional markets, that's most likely going to push Bitcoin lower. Now, is it going to be enough to bring us down below the orange box and break down below from it? I'm not sure. Maybe it's not, but it's still something that we need to pay attention to, because whatever happens in 8 hours is definitely going to influence Bitcoin. And I think that it's definitely also going to influence the altcoins as well, because, Bitcoin influences the altcoins, stock market across the world, they influence the Bitcoin price. If you do see a big dump here in traditional markets, then Bitcoin is going to react to that as well. So, I mean, that's basically what we can do right now. We know that Bitcoin is being influenced by traditional markets. And I also already told you what my strategy is. If we go lower, I just see that as a good buying opportunity, because eventually Bitcoin is going to continue its upwards momentum. At some point it is going to break its previous all-time high. So every time we go lower, it's just a good opportunity to be buying more and accumulating more Bitcoin, in my opinion. But then again, I'm holding it for the long term. So if you expect it to go up 100% in a couple of weeks, then maybe Bitcoin is not right for you at this point. Just to accumulate Bitcoin, preserve wealth. If it goes lower, well, that means that I am buying more Bitcoin. So that's basically what I'm doing, guys. I'm watching the traditional markets. If we do see that drop, then I am going to be ready to pounce. But yeah, we will see. The other way can also be true. I mean, if we do see a big pump in Bitcoin, in traditional markets, that's most likely going to lead into Bitcoin breaking above the red line here and maybe even making a push towards the orange line up here at the 43,700. So yeah, it's going to be interesting, guys. It's going to be really interesting. I know that this is still a little bit out of our control, of course, whatever happens with the stock market, but we can be ready to act once we start to see the direction of the stock market here starting to form in 8 hours. All right, guys, that's what I got for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.